tell us what has happened today and what you are expecting tomorrow.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me. So today is the 9th day of Russia's war with Ukraine, and we are quite reasonably thinking of what would come next. First of all, of course, we are ready to protect ourselves and fight for our country. That's why I'm training with my Kalashnikov and my resistance crew that now is going bigger and bigger and growing. Second, we are preparing for the siege that may happen in Kiev within the next week. So we're preparing food, water, other supplies, and helping each other. So if Putin will try to starve us, we will not fail. And this is something that is under our control, to arm ourselves, to be brave, to be able to fight for our country. But there are things that are not under our control, and they started happening recently. Well, first of all is the Air Force strikes, obviously. Every single day we get at least 10 Air Force strikes in Ukrainian capital. And you said yourself it was 500 missiles that was sent to Ukraine land since the beginning of war. Can you believe this is like 500 rockets going onto our heads? And if I can fight with my rifle, I cannot do anything to protect myself and my family from the rocket that is coming from the skies. That's why we were asking to protect us. That's why we are asking for the no-fly zone over Ukraine. The second thing that happened tonight is that Putin's troops took over the largest nuclear plant in Europe. And before that, they hit a rocket into it, and there was a fire there. So could you believe that we were so close to potential nuclear catastrophe? And this is so terrible, and this makes me really, really, really scared. I'm not scared of Russian soldiers. I'm not scared of what's coming if they siege Kiev, but I'm really scared of something that would happen if the nuclear plant will explode. We have been living near Chernobyl for 30 years. We know what the nuclear tragedy means for the world. And believe me, nuclear plant and the radiation, they don't care about if the country is a member of NATO or not. They don't care if it's who has which passport and who is in European Union and who is not. It will be a catastrophe for everybody. And this is why this is so dramatic right now, because we do believe that Putin is crazy. We do believe that he will go above and beyond to get what he wants, and he is not getting what he wants in Ukraine. For 9 days of the war, he didn't get any major city. Plus, we are taking back pieces of our land right now. And that's why he's getting angrier and angrier. And what is the response from the Western country right now? So President Biden and Boris Johnson, they condemned him. So there was a very angry letter from the UN. So does anybody think that this will stop him from creating a nuclear catastrophe? He already is doing while the world is watching and saying, we are very concerned. So as well as President Zelensky, I'm calling for support. I'm calling for Air Force protection. We can call it any way. It doesn't really matter if it's called no-fly zone or whatever. But if our allies, if the countries like United States, United Kingdom think that the war still didn't start for the whole Europe, for the whole world, then this is a wrong perception, because it already concerns everybody. The moment it started touching nuclear power and nuclear plants, it's the whole world's problem right now. Putin is crazy, and we don't know what he is going to do. But we know one thing: he only responds to strength. He only responds to power talk. The rest doesn't work with him. And so it's either we will be able to fight him, and Ukrainians are very good at fighting Putin. In 9 days, we killed over 10,000 Russian soldiers. Could you believe this? While they were throwing 500 missiles at us. We were killing them on our soil, and we are very good at doing it, and we will continue be doing it. But we need a protection from the air. There is nothing I can do to protect myself, my team, my city, my country from the air. That is not just in my hands. And that's why we are asking you, please, please, please provide a no-fly zone over Ukraine. This is critical for the whole world, because this is the only thing that could stop Putin from making huge mistakes that we will all pay for, and not only ourselves, but our children and grandchildren.
Kira, are you able to convene and meet and get a sense of what is happening in the whole country?
Yes, we were gathering a day before in Ukrainian parliament. And it was a very emotional gathering, because when we planned for it, our intelligence team said, like, absolutely no. It's like a red alert. No, this is too dangerous. We all will be targets, etc. But we thought that if doctors are fulfilling their duty, if soldiers are fighting during the war, there is no reason for parliamentarians not to fulfill their duty. So we gathered together in the parliament from the whole country. People from their constituencies traveled with the danger and with all the issues of war. And we voted for necessary laws and legislation pieces for our country. And we were singing a national anthem during this time, and we were like one. And this was probably the most dramatic gathering and in Ukrainian parliament history. However, it was really beautiful and really touching.
Kira, tell me what the sense is on the ground where there's fighting in the southern part of your country. Are Ukrainian soldiers coming face to face, or are the Russians firing from tanks? Can you describe what the war is like, where the Russians have already invaded?
Let me tell you about the south and tell you about Kiev. It's a little bit different, but still the same. So in Kiev, where I'm right now, so every evening starts with the shelling. So they're throwing missiles at the city. So you hear the siren, you go downstairs and you hide. And right after the siren, and right after the shelling, the Russian troops are trying to get in. It's usually small troops. They need to get into the city, and they need to pack together so they would take the controls of the city, because this is how the preparation for the siege is looking like. And that's why the resistance teams like mine and myself, we need to go out right after the shelling and neutralize the potential threat that is coming. And this is how it looks. It's pretty much partisan war. And on the south, where there are tanks and firing, so it's a complete mess, and it's like a hell in the world. It's extremely scary because it's very loud. The tanks are shooting, the rockets are being fired. Nobody feels safe anywhere, because you can get like accidental bullet from anybody. And there are Ukrainian forces that are trying to take back the Kherson and Mykolaiv airport. By the way, we were able to take back the Mykolaiv airport. And the Russian forces who are trying to keep it all up. And I see what you're showing in the studio. Yeah, it looks terrible. It looks like hell on earth. And the worst thing is that it's not only military who are involved there. There are just civilians who didn't choose to be part of it, but who are part of it, and who are part of this hell on earth that they will hopefully will survive, but will definitely never forget.
Kira, the analysis from outside of your country goes something like this, that everyone underestimated the strength of your president and of the Ukrainian people. But that said, the Russian military is so much bigger and so much better armed than your country. What are we getting wrong with that analysis?
There's nothing wrong about that. There was underestimation. Putin wanted to take Ukraine, he said, in 24, maybe 48 hours. Well, watch us. We are standing for 9 days, and we will be standing more and more. And again, this is not only because of brave Ukrainians, but because of the massive international support with finance and military equipment, etc., etc. And And second, we did not underestimate Putin's forces. We know that it's a horde, and he will be bringing more and more of them. But the thing is that he underestimated how hard we will fight, and that there is a difference between an invader and people who are fighting for their country, because we don't get exhausted right now. We know that for us, it's a life or death situation. And that's why we have much longer track of their morale and ability to resist. Plus, we do really hope for support that is coming up, and we do really hope that internally Russia will start destabilize and collapse. There will be a major protest planned for the Sunday afternoon, I think 2 p.m. in all Russian cities, where people who are against the war, against Putin, who don't want to suffer all the economic hells that Putin is putting the country through, they are coming out. I don't know how many people would be there, and I really hope that there will be more than enough to inspire the others. And we know it will be super scary to do it in Russia, where you can get killed only by going on the protest. However, this is also a time for Russian people to stand up for themselves and to see if that's what they want, to have Putin as a dictator in their country. So that's why this is our hope, that the Russian people will create a distraction for Putin from what's going on in Ukraine that will allow us to buy some time. And we know at war, time is of essence, and it means everything. So we will not lose the momentum, and we'll have enough time for the sanctions to work. Maybe NATO will change their mind and give us the protection that we need. We have seen this happening with the sanctions, and I hope that we will see it happening with the no-fly zone as well.